What's up guys, it's Lo-Fi and I wanted to do this setup tour video for two reasons. One, I absolutely love setup videos myself and I love gear. And two, I recently started at a new job that allowed me to update this setup a bit more. And now I've gotten it to a point where I'm quite happy with it. And I feel like it's a step up from what I've been working with so far. So I really wanted to show you guys. All right, let's get into it. First off, my space is divided into two sections. The gaming/work side over there and the recording side over here. Let's start off with the recording side. Now this side has seen the most upgrades even within the last few weeks, and it's just started to look like I might have an idea of what I'm doing. So first of all, there's the camera that I use to shoot all of my videos with, the Sony a5100. It's equipped with the kit lens, but for what I'm using it's done its job very well so far. And the camera is just sitting on a random tripod. Next up is the blue Yeti, which is the microphone that I've been holding out on using until I got a stand for it, and now I finally did. The microphone is sitting in a blue shock mount, and it has a K&M pop filter in front of it to just give that audio quality that little step up. The thing next to that is an Ikea lamp, surprisingly. So the function of that lamp is to just shoot at the wall right next to me. Well, not a wall, a door, the bane of my existence. So the light can bounce off of that and give me this nice fill on the side of here. So this is with it on and this is with it off. So as you can see, there's a clear difference. And on the left of me is my light, which is one of those LED panels that I made a review about not too long ago. You can find it in that corner right there, I think, or this one. Just look in the corners. I always forget which side is which. That light is actually on a proper light stand now with an umbrella diffuser in front of it to replace the plastic diffuser thing that was on it before. And the difference that made is actually quite shockingly huge. On the desk itself, I have a lot of different kinds of stuff, but the main thing being my laptop that I use to record all of my audio on and occasionally write some scripts or do stuff like that. The laptop is a Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon, and as a laptop itself, it is absolutely fantastic. But for the use that I'm putting it through, it's definitely being wasted. And that's the main important stuff. Other than that, I have an assortment of knickknacks and random stuff, a couple of journals, a knife, a Bluetooth speaker, stuff like that. But with the recording side done, let's move to the fun side. Now this desk is something that sees a lot of iteration. Sometimes I might have 2 monitors being used, and the next time I'll have 3. I've owned 3 monitors for quite a while, but the problems that I have placing 3 monitors, every now and then I drop the 3rd one to go with 2, then I get frustrated with having 2, and I put the 3rd one back on, and the wheels on the bus go round and round. The main monitor itself is an MSI Optics Mag 27C, which is it's a good basic monitor. It's a 144 Hz VA panel, full HD, and it's been with me for a few years now, and it's been okay. Anyway, the other 2 monitors I have no real specs for because they really don't matter. There's nothing to say for them. The one on the left, the second monitor, is actually a 27-inch old Samsung TV / monitor, and it's full HD, but that's about it. It's a crappy panel. It looks horrible. I mean, it turns on and it shows what it's supposed to, kinda. But I've had this monitor with me for like 8 years, I think, and it's still working. It's done its job somewhat decently so far. The third monitor that I have is a random 24-inch Benq monitor, just like a utility thing. So what I have up on there is something like Spotify and Discord, or when I'm working, I always use the two monitors. So the third one will have usually something like a video playing or something like that. All in all, my monitors desperately need an upgrade. My optimal setting that I'm gonna go for next is something like, as my main monitor, maybe a 2K 165 Hertz, quite possibly an IPS panel. And then the second monitor would be a 4K very color accurate monitor, just because it would be so beneficial for color correction and just photo editing in general. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing when I do decide to upgrade those. Next up, my peripherals. So my gaming mouse is my G502 Lightspeed. I've done a review on this mouse and it is hands down the best mouse for me. No questions, period. There's nothing better for me. Next to it, the newest addition to everything is the G915 wireless gaming keyboard. Now, I had dreamed of getting this keyboard for a while, but I could never justify the stupid price tag on it. It is so expensive, around 250 euros. I don't even know what it is in dollars right now. But since my last keyboard decided to take a dump and stop working, I had to return it, and I got the G915 on a great deal right after, so I had to do it. I saw my chance, I took it, and I'm so happy that I did. I have the tactile switches in it, and it looks so good. It feels great, it works great. It is such... yes. For my speakers, I have the PreSonus Eris E3, which are pretty much like starter studio monitors. And before these, all of my experience with speakers were just the regular Logitech PC speaker stuff. I had one that was 7.1, I had one that was 5.1, and then just like normal speakers, 2 speakers, you know, that kind of stuff. And these are just miles ahead of them. The clarity is just out of this world compared to normal PC speakers. Then for the headset, I run the Astro A50 Gen 4. Once again, I did a review of this a little while ago, and if you haven't seen that, check it out in the corner here or here. Can't remember, deal with it, let's move on. And the Astros, well, safe to say, they're very expensive, but for me, once again, completely worth it. Then, because most of the setup was built for streaming and streaming in mind, I do not use the microphone on the Astros. Instead, I have a Rode Pod mic, which is on a blue Compass arm. And this microphone is fantastic. It is just such good value for the money. It's a $100 XLR microphone, and I could not be more happy with the quality in it. Why I don't use that for these videos is because it's connected there, and I would have to disconnect it, bring it here, record, take it back there. I don't want to do that, so it's staying there. And I use that for everything. Discord, game chat, anything that I do on the main computer. And of course, because the pod mic is an XLR microphone, it is connected to an audio interface. For me, that is the Go XLR Mini. And that is a phenomenal piece of gear for streamers and anyone who wants to have easy access to different audio sources on the fly. And next to that is the Stream Deck Mini, which out of my whole setup is probably my biggest disappointment. Not because of the gear itself, but because I think that the money that I saved going for the Mini versus the normal one was definitely not worth getting only 6 buttons. Because when you consider stuff that I use it for, recording, streaming, all that kind of stuff, 6 buttons gets filled really fast. And then you gotta deal with the folders and stuff like that, and it's not a good time. Definitely should have gone with the more expensive one on that. And seeing as this is a content creation station, between the monitors there is a spot for a camera. That's where I transfer my A5100 when I need to record on there. And on the other side of the main monitor is the second LED panel that will light me when I need to record on that. But that's really it for the desk. But beneath the desk is where the brains of the operation lies. Sitting in an NZXT H510 case is a computer with an i5 8600K, a GTX 1070 Ti, and 16 gigs of RAM. If that sounds underwhelming, that's because it is. It's worked just fine for me, and I can still game with it. But the problem is that I'm looking to do more than game, so the system is really starting to show its age. For example, playing Battlefield 2042, I cannot play the game and record at the same time. That is too heavy for the system. So as you can see, I am in desperate need for an upgrade. Luckily, that's been in the process for the last 2 years, and I've gotten nowhere because a lot of other stuff has come up. Hopefully though, I will have the system upgraded within a year, so maybe I can start possibly streaming again. Also, my content creation workflow would improve a lot with a better PC. Above my desk is a shelf with different kinds of keepsakes, I guess you could call them. So there are some souvenirs from around the world, toy cars because I used to collect them as a kid and I kept the coolest ones, some boxes of cool stuff that I owned, and all my past mice that I've had. So we have the G602. That was my MMO mouse for a long time. Next to that is a G502, the original cable version, which was then replaced by the G903 because I wanted to go wireless, and that was then replaced by the G502 Lightspeed that I have now. There's also the Razer Naga Trinity that replaced the G602 as my MMO mouse when that broke down, but I really stopped using MMO mice, so I retired that one to the shelf as well. Now on the shelf next to the desk is stuff that I rarely use, but things that I want to have on hand in case I need them. So for example, I have a MIDI keyboard when I make music every now and then. Next to that is an Asus 2-in-1 laptop hybrid piece of crap, but the thing it's on, the laptop stand, that is actually the more valuable out of the two. That's a great laptop stand. Next to that is a pair of my beginner level hi-fi headphones, the Sennheiser 598 CS. They're just great headphones that I sometimes use when I need to edit and don't feel like using the Astros. But most of the time my Astros do a good enough job that I don't need the hi-fi headphones. And lastly is my Logitech GX52 Pro HOTAS. Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? I got that piece of gear when I started getting into Star Citizen, and it worked wonders for that use case. I don't really use it for anything else, and I haven't been playing Star Citizen for a little while, but when I do get back into it, I'm definitely bringing out the X52. Besides all of that, there's a few guitars in my room. You can see one there and one there that I play every now and then, so I'm gonna end it there. That's my setup tour. I'm really glad that this setup has gotten to the point where I'm pretty happy with it, but don't worry, I'm not done. Not even close. Now, if you happen to like this video, you can just absolutely demolish that like button or give it a gentle little click. Clickety-clack. And consider a sub to the channel if you want to support me in what I do. If you really didn't like this video, how about you show it to me and click that dislike button exactly 12 times. That'll show me. But that's it for me. I'm Lo-Fi. I want to again thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.